What's going on, guys? Lightning Thunderbolt here. Welcome back to our continuation of the beginner's guide for Project 06. And essentially now we're going to be going into using everything that we've got for getting the most out of Project 06 from the tutorial guide in the previous video for everything here in the main stages. So we're starting a new file here. We're going to be going into single player. Episodes aren't there yet. The gold medals do register with what you get, though. So we're going to be going into Trial Select, Act Trial, and then Sonic and Shadow's campaigns are there. Silver is not, but we've already gone over how to play as all the characters and all their moves. So now we just put everything into practice. Now remember, with Sonic's campaign, there are two main goals. What we're going to be doing is getting all of 7 of the main gems, as well as the extra unlockable gem at the end. So each of the gems are hidden throughout Sonic's stages now. Sonic, as you remember, has 4 different characters, essentially. There's Base Sonic, Mach Speed Sonic, Sonic with Elise, and Snowboard Sonic. However, the only time that you have to worry about looking for gems is, in fact, with Base Sonic. So those are the only sections that you're going to have to be worrying about to be looking for the gems, because you can only get them with Base Sonic, so only be looking in those sections. And we'll be showing you all the locations for those sections. Modern Sonic at Modern Sonic Twitch says hi in the chat. What's up, Modern? Glad you are here. Thank you for sticking around as long as you have. Always great to see you, man. But yeah, so Shadow's campaign we will do second. We're going to go ahead and run Sonic's campaign first. There's an extra unlockable reward for Sonic and Shadow. Shadow, all you gotta do is focus on S ranks. Sonic, we're gonna be focusing on S ranks and the gems. And they're not that far out of your way. You can still get the S ranks easily. The strategies you'll see for Sonic are going to be basically running through the stages and optimizing enemy score, ring score, and time score. With Shadow, you basically just need to tear through a whole crap ton of enemies. But let's not waste any more time. We'll get right in to Project 06, and we'll go in chronological story order, starting with Wave Ocean. I've already talked about my settings and PC build on the previous... It was a pre-built PC, by the way, on the previous episode. But yeah, obviously getting our points as soon as possible. Don't go past this section, however, because you're going to be getting your first gem here, and this gives you your first ability, your green gem. This gives you your Tornado ability, and Tornado is fantastic because it can deflect projectiles, and it has a very wide range of attack, and it's a multi-hit. Very good ultimate attack for Sonic to start out. So in a casual run, you're going to be using green gem quite a lot. You're going to be jumping when you land on walls like that. That's called the chain jump, and it's carried over from Sonic Adventure. As you can see, you can just chain maneuvers together and just style. Here's an Invincible. Invincible gives us double points. And of course, now we're going to chain attacks together without fear of damage. And we can get a huge bonus from this. And when you touch the ground, as you can see, a sweet 9,300 points. Very nice. But yeah, there's only 1 gem per stage, so you don't have to worry about that. We have our green gem. We are good to go. So now we just have to worry about getting that tasty S rank, my friends. Getting into this next section, we run another chain jump. S in the chat, boys. S in the chat. And now it automatically swaps us to Tails. By the way, every 100 rings that you collect, if you didn't know, gives you an extra life. You can also get extra lives from this. So with Tails, I'm going to use this as a rhythm badge to take this guy out. You can fly through these dash rings, and they will give you shortcuts. We essentially just have to press the switch so that Sonic will not have the whale chase him out into the Mach Speed section. So that's what we're doing right now. And we can pretty much hit it right now. I'm going to snipe some of these enemies with crummy ring bombs. S is that money. Alright, and now the first Mach speed section. Now, Mach speed section can be a bit intimidating. Don't worry about it. Here's a nice casual way to get through it. Sonic moves forward by himself. You don't have to worry about pushing forward too much. Just steer casually, and his slower speed is easily manageable. Now, you've got some enemies coming up, so hold forward, do the light speed dash. Wide open space, you can bash through enemies and those rocks and easily get on here. There's a chain jump section. You want to mash your jump button through here. Nice and easy. We can light dash here and head on this dash pad, although we can skip that too. I would advise slowing down for this section. It makes it a bit easier to navigate because it can be a bit intimidating when you're doing it for the first time. This is an easy way to navigate through the trees. Once you get past it, you can pretty much light dash onto this pier section and hold forward to gain maximum speed. If Sonic hits something when he's going slow, he won't lose rings unless it's an enemy or an item that can damage him. By the way, we can jump into here for a shortcut. Be careful though, because you can still lose rings here since there are lots of spike balls. Just go ahead and steer through and you'll be fine. And then the loop works just fine. And you can easily get through it. At this point, this is automated, so you can just hold one more chain jump, and then we yeet ourselves to the end. And that's pretty much a nice, easy way to get through your first Mach speed section. Wave Ocean's pretty casual, a good introduction to it. However, Crisis City, you are going to be having to move at maximum speed while holding onto your rings, so it's going to be a bit tougher. As you can see, we get a nice big ring and time bonus for a pretty optimal casual performance, and we get our first S rank. 1 down, 9 more to go. It informs us what we get the gold medal for. Now on to Dusty Desert, and here is our first stage where Sonic is escorting the princess. So we're going to have less access, not as much access to our moves, but essentially what you're going to do is be utilizing the slide or the Iblis shield, the Jesus shield. If you jump past this dash pad, you can kind of jump on here and get to a shortcut. With the Elite stages, time and rings are pretty important. You don't have to worry too much about enemies, but time and just doing escorting her as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible is what you want to do. If you jump over here, there's some speed shoes, and this can incredibly help you get through this quickly. You can homing attack up here. If you ever get lost, you can always reset the camera, and that works just fine. A spring takes you to a 1-up over here. That's always helpful. Extra 1-ups are always great. And if you come to this spring, 3 rainbow rings. Now, for this section, activate the shield as soon as you land. Keep an eye on it because, you know, you gotta watch. You gotta watch your energy. You can take out these one-hit enemies on the walls, and then we can jump right to the light dash. Make sure to jump through the rainbow ring here to get to the upper path. Alright. And then we jump down here. The spring takes us to a chain jump section. We can skip all of this. If you go fall to the lower route, no big deal. Activate your shield here, so that way you can just tear through these enemies while being able to, like, take them out with multiple hits. Be careful here. Perspective can be a little bit weird, but you light dash. You can shield these enemies, and it's very important that you keep your rings to the end. And then you Iblis shield here, and then boom. You've got your second S rank, nice and easy. It takes a little bit of practice to make sure to get through that with the S rank. If you lose your rings and you don't get the S, don't worry about it. It takes a couple of tries, but Dusty Desert's a pretty small stage. You should be able to get through it, no problem. Just going to go ahead and check chat real quick. How's everyone doing? Y'all chilling? Now we're on to White Acropolis. Where our second gem, the Sky Gem, will be waiting for us. There aren't many uses for this. There's a couple in Aquatic Base for a casual run, but we're going to get a look at Snowboard Sonic now, which his momentum and sliding has been improved. It's not perfect, but it has been improved for a great deal. As you can see, we have much better steering controls in general with him. You can also jump into enemies to hurt them, but that's a little bit dangerous, so it's best to just avoid them. If we come over here, there's a shortcut with a ramp, and we can jump off that. It skips another shortcut, but that shortcut can be a little bit dangerous, so I usually like to go to this rail. If you're feeling comfortable with Sonic on the snowboard, you can tap square and he'll be constantly speeding up. These snowballs can damage you, so do be careful. Now the snowball section. Try to stay in the middle for this one. And keep accelerating. Try not to hit the walls because if you bump something, it can screw you up. So basically, just try to navigate your way down the middle. Eventually, if you get all the way to the bottom, the camera will steer. Do not fight the analog stick at that point because the camera won't turn properly. And then just make that last jump. And then you are in White Acropolis Section 2. The first thing we're going to do immediately when we get here is bring out our Tornado Gem. And then we can take out a bunch of these enemies. And as you can see, we're already at Green Gem level 3, which is very helpful because having that at max power is very, very helpful. Now, you don't have to go for this section. I go for it for the style. It's kind of impractical, but homing attack's pretty reliable there. You can bounce on one of those bits that the enemy has, and then you can get through the rainbow rings. Now, using Tornado in the air is usually the most effective. If the searchlight detects you, don't worry about it, because look at how wide the range is for the Tornado. You can deflect projectiles, and it's a multi-hit at level 3, so it is very, very good to use. This is fantastic for tearing through enemies quickly. Anyway, you don't necessarily need too many rings, although I would hold on to them for Sonic, just in case. There's going to be a tail section coming up, although there is a way to skip it, but we're not going for speedrun strats here. We're just trying to guide you through the game to be played as intended. So it swaps you to tails here. Anyway, don't worry too much about the enemies. You just kind of power through this section. There's an invuln in here. What you essentially, your job here is basically take out the searchlights and navigate this section as quickly as possible. Because then you get to this section and you're able to take out these enemies quickly with dummy ring bombs. Snipe them from here so they don't snipe your rings away, because you want to try to keep them if you can. And then what you want to do is take out the searchlights so they don't summon more enemies. And that takes care of them. I think this is usually where a silver medal is, a collectible, which was in the original game. That will be there later. Chaos put some lights around here to help you here. Now be careful when taking out these enemies. I usually like to use the rhythm badge. You can always back off if you're worried about them hitting you. You gotta watch their arms because when they shoot off, they immediately have a hitbox. But that's basically a good way to take them out. You can also dummy ring bomb them. Oops, don't want to go through there. And then with Sonic, it's a little bit different from Retail. You just run through here. And then Sonic, of course, keeps his level 3, so that's good. Now, with this section, what you want to do to find the Sky Gem, you can essentially, this is where the spin dash jump comes into play. You can get a lot of height off of that and basically skip up here. This is the path you want to be on, but we're actually going backwards. And that's because we want to go over here. Get this checkpoint. And then we want to go over to this wall between the two laser gates, because if we do that, we notice these enemies guarding something, and lo and behold, it is our Sky Gem. So we come over here. That's our second gem. These are basically the Chaos Emeralds when you think about it. What the Sky Gem does is allows you to throw the gem, and you can warp to the location immediately. You can imagine this can have some pretty nutty skips and stuff associated with it. And at level 3, you even get a hitbox. Speaking of hitboxes, invincibility. So what we're going to do is use this invuln to power over here. We'll use our Tornado to take out these guys. We're going to take out this searchlight so we don't have to deal with it. Then we take out this. There's a spring in here, and then it snaps us to this rail. If we drop down here, then we can snag these 3 items, and now we're pretty much right in line with the goal. And as you can see, we got 46,000 points, so there's no problem. Try to avoid the searchlight if you can. No big deal if you hit it. Here's where you want to go. Watch this section. You want to jump over this because it's a bottomless pit. Have enough speed when going through here. Tornado these guys, and then there is just one more section you need to navigate. And you just navigate to the goal ring. And there we go. That's Wet Acropolis complete. We have our second gem. Easy as cake. Piece of pie. Plenty of time and ring bonus. Well over 50,000. And that's another S rank in the books, my friends. Alright, now on to Crisis City. Now, Crisis City is a pretty challenging stage for both Sonic and Shadow. So what we are essentially going to be doing here is we'll run through this. We start on a snowboard section, and we have a Mach speed section later on. So Crisis City actually has a pretty well-hidden gem, and this is going to be the second one that we use most. It's green and yellow are the combos, right? The lemon and lime gem, so to speak. But your yellow gem, while your green gem is kind of more for offense, yellow's for defense, because yellow is your Thunder Guard. And in addition to pulling in rings, it can also take multiple hits and essentially make you immune to damage, which is an absolute godsend in Aquatic Base when you're trying to shield yourself when there's a crap ton of enemies. Now, an important thing to note about the Thunder Guard gem, the yellow gem, you're going to want to tap the right trigger and deactivate it when you near a trail of rings, because Supersonic's pull is not that strong with rings, but the yellow gem is. So you want to be careful when performing the Lightspeed Dash, because it may mess up if you have the yellow gem active. So deactivate it, perform the Lightspeed Dash, and then pull it back up. Anyway, we're going to get to see this nice cutscene with Sonic and Shadow at the beginning.
Shadow, don't be late. You're talking to me?
Anyway, there's a couple of jumps. Navigate through the rings, hold down your jump, and release it. And then you'll get on a shortcut with a bunch of rings. Keeping your rings and navigating relatively fast is pretty important in Crisis City. It's a little tricky to navigate those exploding sections of the building, but there's a pattern to it. As soon as you get it down, you're fine. No jumps here. You just kind of steer through these sections of the building, and you're okay. You hold down the jump, and you can get a trick here, and you can also perform a little speedrun strat if you want, that we like to call the Stelmo 360. There's a little thing he likes to do, I think, which the community calls swag board, which is kind of going backwards down the half pipe here, but we're not going to style too much. But yeah, you can perform that 360 if you want. That's sort of something he does in his speedruns, so I sort of pay homage to it because it's funny, and I like it. Alright, now we're in a base Sonic section. This is section 2, and this is where our yellow gem is going to be. Get your green gem out right away. You can flip onto these additional rails for more rings. If you jump here, this is likely the best place because you can take out these Iblis enemies, go through the rainbow ring, get this one up, and then we'll just take out this guy behind us. You perform a homing attack chain on these guys. Perform the camera reset if you're ever worried about where you are. There's a spring right here, and it takes you immediately to this next section. And look at that. You are already at level 3, so you can immediately take out all these enemies. Just don't even deal with them. The tornado is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It even got us the one up there. We love to see it. With this section, you sort of navigate around the building. There's even something you can do to drop down here, and you can get a shield. It's a bit risky, so be careful. Then you want to sort of come over here. You take this spring, and you can perform the Lightspeed Dash, and it will take you right to the next section. The rail will suffice, but you can also homing attack these enemies, and then it will take you right to a rainbow ring. Counter reset is very helpful there. The Lightspeed Dash will take you to this rail, but you do not want to go to that spring, because here, my friends, is where our yellow gem is. You jump back here. This originally wasn't here in the original version. You turn around and you sort of reset the camera, and if you look down there, we jump down to the platform. There, my friends, is our yellow gem, and that gives us Thunder Guard. Now, we want to basically have this active. We just bounce and take the spring to get back up. We want this on deck because if we use Thunder Guard, we can essentially be shielded from damage almost indefinitely as long as we keep getting energy. It's a very defensive gem, and it is very helpful for keeping your rings. So very helpful to get this early. Sadly, cannot be used in the Mach speed sections. And it does take out our shield if we use it, so something to note, to be careful. Homing attack across here, pretty basic. We're at Thunder Guard level 2. We can spin dash down here. Now, if we turn around, there's an invincibility, so we can let our Thunder Guard recharge, because at level 3 it actually uses less energy. And we can essentially just homing attack through here, take out these enemies, take the spring, and look at that. We're at our beautiful Thunder Guard, level 3, so that should make this next section very helpful. There is a light speed dash here, so you've got to be a little careful when navigating through here. We activate our Thunder Guard right away. There's a little bit of platforming here. You can take it slow and be careful, because there are plenty of enemies. Pole swing here. Take your time with it. Jump as soon as you land and pull back, because there is a chance that you can fall off, so be careful. Anyway, take this guy out, deactivate the Thunder Guard, take this guy out, perform the light speed dash, and then bring it back up. Wait for this platform if you don't know how to use Spin Leap, which is going to be taken out in the next update anyway. And then this part is a little bit nerve-wracking. Take it slow and reset your camera if you need to. Then you just perform the homing attack on these enemies. Another homing chain after this platform rises. Boom, 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 pole swing. And then if you time that just right with the red bar, you are led to a chain jump, and now we are at the Mach speed section. Now it is very essential that you don't lose your rings here, so right away, the tornado will kill you if you let it catch you. Hold forward and immediately light dash. We want to keep bobbing and weaving and staying ahead of the tornado. Don't worry about the falling debris. You need to worry about the cars behind you and these solid objects here. This is very, very important. Okay, now the tornado is going to throw cars, so what we need to do is basically light dash to stay ahead. Be wary of the camera changes, and you're going to need to hold the analog stick backwards when the camera is facing in front of Sonic, and when it's facing behind Sonic, you're going to need to... Oh, geez. You're going to need to point it forward. When it's behind Sonic, point it forward. When it's in front of Sonic, pull it backwards. And just minimal movements, a little bit of swerving. You need to be careful not to fall off. And of course, we jump over the truck that made a cameo, the truck that's making a cameo from the movie Twister. We love to see it. Now, that is a huge amount of rings. As you can see, you would need at least some rings at the end, because 21 plus 23,000 would not be enough for our 50k. So it's important to have probably at least 100 rings. Don't be discouraged if you get hit. If you can finish with at least 100, you're going to get that tasty S rank. Crisis City is probably one of the most difficult stages on Sonic's campaign to S rank. Kingdom Valley is probably second just because of its length and because there are a couple of difficult sections. But now we have Green, Sky, and Yellow Gem on now to Flame Core, which is arguably a nice break from Crisis City. It's a very enemy-heavy stage, but you know there is no Mach speed section, so onward we go. You can pull up Thunder Guard right away, charge that up, get it going right away, pull in some rings, let it recharge. Now, for our fourth gem, the red gem, after this loop in the first automated section, you want to not hold anything. Just stop right here, turn around, and right here in this sneaky location, which I think is a little bit unfairly hidden, but you know, it's actually a nice challenge. If you look back here, you see this section with some platforms, which was not originally here, and not in Shadow's portion. Carefully platform down here, take out these enemies. You get a shield for your trouble, a 1-up for your trouble, and as you can see, we now have our fourth gem. This is essentially the time break / chaos control gem, and unfortunately the most useless in the game. For a casual run, it can basically slow your perception to more or less allow you to make navigating the stage a bit easier. It also slows down time, and there's lower consumption at higher levels, so it can last longer. This is very effective for newer players who are getting used to the controls and want some forgiveness on reaction time. Anyway, we got that gem, so we are good for the stage, and now we just complete the stage and get the S rank. Perform the light speed dash. We can chain jump here and skip all of this, although you can do it with a simple jump, hard jump, spin dash jump to the left. Anyway, the enemies are spread out, so the key here is using your bounce to continue your combo. And then you can land and just reap all the benefits of those rewards with those sweet 1900 points. And now we have a shield, so we're not going to use level 3 Thunder Guard. Kind of is not as helpful for Light Dash. Bop, bop, blop. And now with this section, you can easily platform using spin dash jumps. You can just be careful of where you land, of course. And with this section, there's items and enemies to navigate. So you just get across the lava that way. If you fall in, don't worry about it. You can pretty easily recover. Lava doesn't steal all your rings, but they cut it down one by one. Just don't sink into the lava. As you can see, keeping your shield is tantamount to keeping your rings and getting that S rank. And then there's a nice little light dash here. You snap right to the spline. And if you bounce, you can like get a longer enemy chain. Haven't had to use my Thunder Guard yet because I haven't lost my shield, which is good because I can light dash. Now, pull back for a moment if you don't want to go to this spring. Because what you can actually do is hit this enemy over here, get to the spring, and then you're invincible. And that's great because when you get to this section, you can just take out this guy who's standing in your way by just touching him. Take out the enemies with a chain, and then you're pretty much home free once you land. Now, I think our Thunder Guard's going to activate by default because PS4 controller glitch. Yep, unfortunately. This is a little difficult to skip, so just take the spring. It's fine. Now, once your Thunder Guard is active, make sure you take out the enemies relatively quickly. You can get some speed shoes over here for extra help on the navigation. Come up here. Bam, bam, bam. And if you go over here, you can give your Thunder Guard a break because there's some invincibility. And you can pretty much fall right down here. This door will open. Now, navigating this section it can be a little bit difficult if you don't have Spin Leap, but that's okay. Once your invuln ends, simply activate your Thunder Guard. The camera shifts to kind of show you where it wants you to go. Don't touch those if you already know where to go. Perform a spin dash jump here. And then you can like just jump, dash, and bounce. And then that will get you to the switch that leads you out of here. You're safe for a bit, so recharge your Thunder Guard. If you hold forward here, you can get a Rainbow Ring and warp to this next section for free. Tap your Thunder Guard if you want to jump up here, being mindful of the fire. Now, with Knuckles, what we want to do right away, we'll get this first one. We need to light all 5 lights. So now, we don't want to lose our rings. We gotta watch out for these guys. Stun these guys right away. Come over here and you get a shield. Whoops. That's why I don't use the straight lunge a lot. It's a bit risky, but it's a bit more stylish. So we want to try to not get hit if possible. As you can see, the Shockwave has a very generous hitbox. We can stun that guy. We just gotta make sure to get all of the lights. We only have one more to go. And then when we get all of them, they actually make us play as Sonic. And now we're just gonna activate our Thunder Guard because we lost our shield, but that's okay because we will get to keep our rings. Now, if you get hit with the Thunder Guard, don't worry too much about it. Because if you have energy in the gauge, it can protect you, but be careful if you lose the energy because then you are vulnerable. It's all about hitting the enemies and moving quickly, and it gives a great flow state to the game. I usually like to keep Thunder Guard active there, even though it kind of ruins the light dash chain, because you can get into the Rainbow Ring regardless. That lets me keep my rings. And off we go. We just shield ourselves through here, and then once we drop, there we are, right at the goal ring. And we're halfway through Sonic's campaign, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we got just from the time bonus, but we had the ring bonus just in case. Anyway, as you can see, Crisis City's Mach speed section, you need to maintain maximum speed to stay ahead of the tornado. Can be a little bit tricky, but now we're met with our third Mach speed section in Radical Terrain. You're able to take this one a little bit slower, and there's an invuln to help you here. So now we have 4 of the gems. We have green, sky, yellow, and red. Radical Terrain is going to be the purple gem. And you need to move relatively quickly because it's somewhat out of the way, but Radical Terrain, it's a bit annoying in speed runs from what we've seen. However, it's a pretty fun stage. Definitely one of my favorite from Sonic 06. It's just designed well. I mean, Sonic's chasing a runaway train. Like, what more do you want? Anyway. Thunder Guard is probably the most helpful here. So just, you know, have that up. Because we don't have a lot of the gems, purple, white, or blue, that can help us perform skips yet. Hit those switches to knock away the bombs. Get a few extra rings here, if you have the time. But don't delay for too long, because the train will catch up. You can just bounce onto these guys. Watch your platforming here. It can be a little bit difficult. So dropping some frames here, but that's okay. You can navigate quicker using the jump dash. Normally you're supposed to use the bounce attack to get up here. You can go ahead and activate your Thunder Guard now because it's at level 3. I almost died. Be careful when navigating across that because the conveyor belts do, in fact, change direction. Now the train is catching up there, so we need to move quickly. Navigate either way you prefer. Take out the leader to take out these guys, and immediately take out the bomb. Now, we need to move quickly since we've done this, because in this next section here, do not take this dash pad. You want to just flip-kick this box so you don't fall off, and then there's a spring that takes you to this section. Now this is where our purple gem is. Normally, what is the shadow section? It's where the purple gem is. As you can see, it's right there. So, we got the purple gem. Now we gain multiple jumps. 2 at level 1, 3 at level 2, and 4 at level 3. Careful not to lose your rings. Use the purple gem to get back with the speed shoes. Shift back to yellow gem. And then you go to the chain jump section. And then just take out a bunch of enemies to keep your ring count up. Don't delay for too long because the train will get to the 3rd bomb. Watch this rail. Just be careful because it could send you in the opposite direction. As you can see, it's moving along there. The red train's where we want to stop. Go on top of the train here, and then just allow the spring to take you. You don't even have to do anything. There was normally an invuln here, but you can pretty much just take out these enemies. You technically don't even need to, but you open the box, and then that's the last switch. And then we're free to proceed to the Mach speed section. Now, there's a pretty simple way to navigate this initially. It gets a bit harder later on. If you're new to the game, just sort of follow the dash pads, and just kind of take this turn. You can perform a light speed dash here, and then just carefully jump over these trains and don't hit any of the cargo. Chain jump section here. There's a jump here, so be careful not to fall. You need to jump over this section and this section. There's one more chain jump section, although you can skip it. Now, you need to watch for exploding cargo here, as this can make you lose rings. Run at maximum speed, quickly tap jump over this, and if you stay to your left and light dash right here, there's an invincibility, so now we can just plow through all the rest of this cargo without having to worry about it. If you take the dash pad on the right, there's a 1-up, and then you get yeeted right to the goal. And that's Radical Terrain, folks. You can also skip those dash pads and jump right to the locomotive if you want. As you can see, we had enough time bonus, so we didn't need the rings. But we kept them anyway because we're Giga Chads, and that's how we do. There's our S rank for Radical Terrain. We love to see it. Alright, so now, after Radical Terrain, we're at a point in the story where we finally managed to snag Elise back from Eggman. So now we have the second and final, thank God, Elise stage. Because, you know, the Elise stages aren't great, but, like, at least they're better. Tropical Jungle is essentially the most difficult of the Elite stages to S rank, because instead of taking the shortcut like you think, what you actually need to do is kind of go around and take out a few enemies. Oh, you think the explosion doesn't have a hitbox? To be honest with you, it sort of felt like I was able to just narrowly avoid the explosion. It's finicky. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But it was some kind of the remaining fire, so that was convenient, Modern. But yeah, here we are in Tropical Jungle. We want to take the longer way around at first and then kind of cut through quickly while making sure to stop and take out some enemies. Because even if we go as fast as possible, we need enough of a ring and time bonus here to actually, or ring and enemy score, to actually get enough points in Tropical Jungle. So that is very, very important. But yeah, so this is the final Elite stage, so I will show you guys the optimal route. No need to get any more gems. We have 5 currently. And hey, Conic, what's up? Welcome back to the stream. No worries. We are actually now in the putting the beginner strats into practice, and we are on Tropical Jungle right now. So anyway, let's not waste any more time and get right into Trop Jungle.
Let's run straight up.
Anyway, you can technically skip this tree, but this is more or less automated. It yeets you right down. We have 5 of the 7 main gems, so we're doing good. We're not going to take that spring to our right. We're going to actually go here. If we slide down here, we gain speed. And I just missed all those rings. Let's, grab these. Now, if we hold our shield, we can actually get a couple of items through here. If we actually jump when the vine is glowing, like Elise said, that's when we have to jump. It's a little bit tricky still, but it is a-okay. It just takes a little practice. And as you can see, the smashing through the enemies works way better now in Elise's stages. Wait for the vine to glow. You have a little bit of a better window. And then that's pretty much the route you want to take. Whoa, to get through here. We flew. Watch you don't fall off the springs here. And then you can pretty much take the shortcut route here. Mind your timing with the jumps and homing attacks. Keep an eye on where things are. It's all reaction time based. Most Sonic games are half memorization, half reaction time, as I like to say. They have a little more dynamic bounce and movement to the characters there, which I like. If we come over here, there's a few more rings. Now, if we light dash, we can slightly hold left. And then we can snap to the left dash pad here during the log section. And then we snag a few more rings. We have over 100 now. That's pretty good. And then we get through this automated loop section. You can perform a skip on this log, but again, we're not focusing on speedrun strats just yet.
Elise, are you all right?
If you perform your homing attacks just right there, you can get to an upper path here, jump to the rail on your left, wait until you fall, and then hold the shield for your life. And then you just come over here to the left and get to this section. You just run across this water, and then you can release your shield at the dash pad. And this pretty much automates you through here. You don't have to worry that much about steering. Now, we're at the goal ring, but we're not going to go there yet, because there's a few extra points we can get from going down here. Jump down, activate your shield, and take out this guy. Then we get a crap ton of points for that. An additional 2,100. We head to the goal. And hopefully that should be enough. It's essential getting those extra points because there aren't too many in Trop Jungle. Is that enough? Yes, it is. See, we only got like 13,000 ring bonus, 10,000 score, but that 33,000 time bonus, if you do everything right, you get that S rank. Alright, and now we're down to Sonic's final 3 stages. Now, we are now done Tropical Jungle. So what we're going to do here is the next chronological stage order is Wave Ocean for Tails. Because Elise, unfortunately, gets herself kidnapped again. We go to Kingdom Valley after that, and then Aquatic Base. So, this is a stage where we play completely as Tails, so we are going to go ahead and get right into Tails gameplay. We're going to be using a lot of Rhythm Batch here, because it's a lot of fun. I'll explain that to you later, Modern, don't worry. Ooh, a lot of lag there. Yeah, when there's a lot of particles on screen, it tends to lag, but as you can see, we're fine. Gotta get those bonuses with Tails. Basically do it as quickly as possible. Alright, Beyblade time! Ah! Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Alright, and then we're actually going to jump off the rail to do a quick skip. We can take out the rest of these guys. And I forget if there's actually a shield here. I don't think there is. Whoa, gotta watch out for these guys. You can snap right to the rail and skip that. Yes, Modern, I have in fact seen that meme. And then we just tail up these guys and take them out. We might not keep our rings to the end, but it's always good to snag a few. Alright, gotta watch out for these guys. Try and snipe them right away, because otherwise they were firing bullets. And then they will rob you of all your rings. Best to snipe these guys from a distance, because that takes them out quickly, even though it puts more particles on the screen. Anyway, careful not to lose your rings through here. Just a simple max height jump at the right angle will be good. And we get a few extra rings there. Now, there's no spring here for Tails, so we just casually fly over to this dash pad, and off we go. We're nearing the end now. No need to worry. Very convenient that they put that in there, and it's very cinematic because those rocks actually drop and make you feel like, oh geez, like you really have to go when you see that. Watch out for those missiles. They can snipe you right there, but you can technically skip this section unless you want to snag the one up, which I usually do. Word to the wise, a word of caution, you do need, I think, because of a glitch, 52,000 points for Tails' Wave Ocean. And you can essentially fly past this, just tail up this box, take him out, and take all your troubles away. And then we can basically fly right down here, don't even worry about those enemies, and go straight to this dash ring section. And there's the goal ring. What we want to do is take out a few more of these enemies. These can glitch sometimes, so I advise firing from a distance. I almost lost my rings. As you can see, we get a perfect bonus there. And that's good. Now, as I recall, if you come up to the lighthouse... Yep, there's an extra 20 rings there. Gives you a few extra points, and then we jump right into the goal ring. Tails' Wave Ocean, relatively simple. It's pretty much a battle stage, but just try to get your timing down on it and get through it relatively efficiently. You should get enough. That is easy enough with a time bonus. Huge score.
Hooray! I did it, Sonic!
There's our S rank for Tails' Wave Ocean. Moving right along, my friends. Alrighty then. Oop, my mistake, everyone. So, we have got Wave Ocean Tails done, and now we're on to Kingdom Valley. So, there are 2 more gems to acquire. We actually have one of the gems that can give us quite a few skips, which is the purple gem. As you can see, like, of course, multiple jumps is going to give you a lot of skip potential. Kingdom Valley essentially gives you the white gem, which is your homing smash, If you upgrade it fully, Sonic can really take out enemies quickly, basically holding down the trigger with one shot, but Tornado is better because you're vulnerable during homing smash charge. And Aquatic Base gives you probably one of the most broken gems for Sonic speedruns, which is the blue gem. But we're going to jump into Kingdom Valley, and we're greeted with a great Sonic and Silver cutscene right here.
Silver, we don't have time. Let's get to Elise right away. All right.
Alright, so what we're going to do is take the Eagle, because that's the easiest and the intended way to get to the shortcut. We're going to bring up the yellow gem so we're shielded. Time your homing attacks. You have to be a little bit under the Eagle, just word to the warning here. Be underneath the Eagle, because for some reason it doesn't target when you're over him, so you target when you're over top of the items, but underneath the Eagle here. Alright, now I'm just going to wait for a moment, because it brings you here, and this is where the white gem is. So, bring up your Thunder Guard, carefully take out this guy because he's over the edge, and then once you get rid of them, they won't target you anymore. You then have your white gem. And that's our 6th gem. Gives us the homing smash, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we just need the yellow gem now. Gonna grab this and get our Thunder Guard up to level 3. We can come up here, get these rainbow rings. And once again, mind your momentum. If you're slowing down, just spin dash and move down, and then you can kind of snake your way back up. You can kind of roll through here, gain some momentum. You don't have to take that dash pad. You can jump on this rock, and you can just go right here. Bring up your shield so you don't have to worry about losing rings. Although rings aren't going to matter too much just because of the sheer amount of points. If you hit this once and then hit it again, there's an alternate route you can take, which gives you access to a few more items. And then this will take you right to the Eagle. No need to worry. We jump on here. Alright, now before we go to Silver, we can jump back here as a nice little secret. This wind will let us jump off of here and get us right to a section with some rings and a shield, which carries over to Silver. You can just spin dash jump to get back, land on this platform, and now we're in the Silver section. Now to show Silver putting his moveset into practice. The boxes still sometimes kind of glitch into each other, but that's okay. If the boxes don't hit right away, you can always use Silver's projectiles. He has plenty in his arsenal. Now. With Silver, we can essentially hover this box, jump over here, and this is not recommended at first. You can go the intended route and knock down those structures and platforms. But what you essentially want to do is jump up here, and then you can just teleport dash over. Make sure to leave some energy in your meter. And then you can easily and freely get over. And I guarantee you, if you teleport dash here too, you gotta get good with the timing, but if you're on the edge here and you just teleport dash again, then we get over here for free. Easy, easy, easy. And you pretty much just snipe these guys and you're good to go. Watch out for the spike balls. And you can just take that guy out. There is a skip you can do here, but I'm not going to do it because I oftentimes mess it up. This is very helpful for like optimizing Silver section. And now we can worry about these. We can perform the Psychokinesis all with these guys. Right, because we do that move, and then we can just throw them all out at once. Watch it, because there's another enemy that drops down. We stun him twice, we grab him, and then we throw him. Now, you don't have to activate the staircase, but you can if you want. You can basically just teleport dash over, and there you are with Sonic again. Now, I'm not going to bring Thunder Guard up at first, because I want to keep this shield just in case. Don't use our powers unless we have to. Hope the stream is still capturing okay. And pop! Now, you can just skip this entire rail section by going to this rainbow ring. Be careful you don't miss it. You can always homing attack to the wind rail again if you miss it. You'll miss an invincible if you do that, but it's honestly fine, especially if you have your Thunder Guard up. You can always bounce and it's pretty forgiving. Anyway. You homing attack up here, light dash on the rings. And then maintain control on moving down because there aren't guardrails. Oh, was stream not capturing for you there, Modern? Here, try refreshing. It might be better. Kingdom Valley could be slowing it down too. I don't know. But yeah, try refreshing your page. These guys you can just kind of spin dash to take them out. Pretty efficient. Where's the last guy? Oh, there he is. Lightning, give me your save file. Hey, yo, Spidey, you gotta earn that on your own, man. What are you talking about? That's the Spectrum way. Also, welcome to the stream, man. Glad to see you. Bop, bop, bop. Alright. Let me see. Are we? Yeah, it looks like it's capturing okay. From what I can see, it's still capturing alright. Anyway, Spidey, you psyched for Sonic FGX Ultimate this weekend? I'm really looking forward to the update. Alright. Now, of course, in this section, this is where we would get the Rainbow Gem, which is Sonic's final unlockable. We're actually going to go the staircase route. We're going to get that one up because we're Giga Chads. It's a little risky, so you don't have to go for it. Game doesn't run fast enough on your PC to get S ranks consistently. That sounds kind of sus, bro.
That's a lot of enemies.
Anyway. Used to play the OG Fox. Yeah, I'm really looking forward, like, man, online multiplayer. I hope the special stages are enabled. Anyway, here we are now at the Mach Speed section of Kingdom Valley. You can go as slow or fast as you want. Basically, just take your time and enjoy the ride here. As long as you don't fall, you're fine. You can always adjust the camera with the right stick, so don't worry about it. This is the final Mach Speed section, and by far, one of the most beautiful set pieces in really all of video gaming history, I would say. I picked up my speed, but you can also slow down there. You don't want to fall on those sections. Again, just taking it slow if you kept your rings to this point. You've earned yourself a nice scenic route, so that is fine if you're navigating this for the first time. Anyway, I like to light dash here and pick up the speed. You can also, if you're like me, adjust your camera to get that nice cinematic angle. I'm going to slow it up here just so we don't fall off. And then just we steer at this last section, making sure to stay on. And then you perform the last chain jump. We kept our shield the whole time, too. That's wonderful. Perform one last chain of light dashes, and yeet into the goal. We absolutely love to see it. Now, as you can see, time bonus wouldn't have given us enough. So, yes, we do in fact need the ring bonus to get that 50k.
That was incredible.
You can improve your time bonus, though, with some practice, of course. Hope you all are enjoying the stream. Alright, and with that... Common Lightning S rank. Yes, sir. You know how it be. You know how it be. We do nothing. It's all we do here. It's all we do here. Alright, now we're on to Aquatic Base. This is pretty much the ultimate test for Sonic. It's not as difficult as Crisis City, but there are a few slightly difficult sections here. You don't have to worry really about time bonus. Heck, not even about ring bonus, because you can pretty much get 50k before the end as long as you don't die. But we're going to try to do it all for you, snag that blue gem, and show you that sweet 100% reward for all S ranks in Sonic's game.
The battleship will take
So,
off any minute.
you pretty much need to be a jack of all trades here. Make sure you have your Thunder Guard up right away and upgrade it as quickly as possible.
Security's tight.
recharge it a little bit for this section. You can take these guys out. And then light dash and avoid this. Bring up your shield, just play it safe. You can also go back to green gem once your yellow gem is full. It's all about managing mileage on this one. So, like, you know, my yellow gem is full. I also need green gem as well. So we need to get that as quickly as possible. You can see we've got it at level 2. And then, okay, now we have it at level 3. So now watch this. And then you can just take out those guys really quickly by spamming Tornado. And it just tears through the health, and it deflects projectiles. You're perfectly safe that way. Now let's see. We also need some blue gem energy. And we already have it at level... Or some sky gem, I'm sorry, energy. Now we already have that at level 3, so we are good to go. Alright. Now we can perform a skip if we use the purple gem, but it's best to use the mercury ball here. I usually like to go all the way over. It can be hit once, but be careful not to get hit too many times. So I'm going to rhythm badge all these, take out all the enemies, just make it easier on ourselves. As you can see, we're pretty early on in the stage, and we already have like 13,000 points. This is a bit of an unnecessary detour, but you can come over here if you want a couple of extra goodies. We already have 60 lives, and this is a new file, as you can see. But there's some rang, and there's a 1-up as well. And then we just take out that guard. We want to try to hang on to our rings if we can. I usually like to fly up here, just avoid those enemies. Get rid of him. And then we can get this 1-up. Now, take out these enemies right away, because they will pose a problem if you don't. Use those boxes against them, and then you get to keep your rings. Now, this is a perfectly fine skip, pretty easy. You can actually vault over this with Tails if you jump on a box and fly, and then just immediately, okay, lose my rings like an idiot, but that's okay. I dropped onto him. What you want to do is rhythm badge those guys right away. The purple soul emerald. Trapped in boxes a little bit here. Don't want to fall. Tails can make that jump, no problem. Then you hit this switch, and it opens the door. Take this guy out because you do not want him killing you with lasers. You can tail up that guy, get that guy with the exploding box. Basically be mindful of your surroundings in Aquatic Base. There are a couple of slightly unfair death sections, but nothing you can't handle. Anyway, this is a flying section, just be careful and mind your footing. You want to try to like snipe this switch on the way across. And then you just take this out with Rhythm Badge. That gets rid of the enemies. But yeah, if you snipe those magnet switches, then they'll clear the way for you. Again, we don't have to worry too much about rings, so it's okay that we got hit. Now, we already have Sky Gem. I think we're going to fill up Purple Gem just to be on the safe side. And you can get a couple extra points this way. Now, here's where we're actually going to start using Sky Gem here, because sometimes these orbs can be a bit of a problem, so you can also use it to just skip it easily. You throw it, you jump, and then you're yeeted on over. Nice and easy. Bring up your Thunder Guard right away. You can gain momentum downhill, and this is what I was talking about. Spin dash momentum, and we love to see it. Now, I'm going to get Sky Gem out right away because we're going to land on this one. You can just stay still, don't do any input, and then you'll just land here. Now, this section can be a bit intimidating for first-time players, so all you want to do is hold this trigger, and when this is heading back, and just toss it. Uh-oh. Well, I'm an idiot, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think base colors was not entirely bad. It was just kind of sometimes. But Colors Ultimate, no, that was just pathetic. But yeah, there's no reason to hate on boost games, obviously. But, like, to say that they are superior to adventure-style games, like, nah. Anyway, once you get to the edge of the platform, you just kind of jump over here, and then you're good to go. That's what I was trying to do. Apologies, everyone. Okay, there we go. Alright, and now, spin dash, momentum! And then you just spam dash, and then you just take out the enemy right here, and you don't deal with any of the resistance. And then Thunder Guard can just protect you through literally all of this. And we even have the magnet switches here, so we don't have to worry.
Uh-oh. How about a little help?
Sonic, we're out of time.
Alright.
I'll take care of the rest.
And Knuckles is basically just going to deal with this section for us. You don't even have to fight enemies. He just strategically takes a bunch of them out by drill dotting the magnet switches.
Bring it on. I'll take them all down.
No, sir, none of that. Knuckles just clocked this guy, dude. But as you can see, this is less of a combat section, more of a Knuckles just doing Knuckles things section.
Knuckles, thanks. All right, let's roll.
Carefully jump on the ball, be careful not to fall off. Gotta watch out for these guys. Bring up your magnet shield if you're worried. Ring gauge is much better than wisp gauge. Yeah, I agree. Personally, I like this meter best of all. I'm just going to bring up this gem in case we need it. And there we go. Anyway, you can use to. So now what we're going to do is basically get Tornado to take out these enemies. Because now we're at the section with our blue gem, and watch what happens when we get here. Look, we just need Tornado. Boom. Goodbye. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. One side. Like, level 3 Tornado just absolutely shreds these guys. Anyway, when you get to this section, don't go back, or go back and don't move forward, because you can actually come up here, bounce off of this enemy, and there's our blue gem. Now we have the Mach speed gem, the blue gem, the boost gem. So essentially, we do kind of get a boost in this game. And it does last a bit longer and allows us to have more of a hitbox, but it's a bit shorter. Oops. Gotta love these additional lights here. And I'm just going to take out these guys because I feel like it. Alright. And then, as you can see, we've already got our 50,000, so all we have to do is successfully not die. Bring up my shield for extra guard, and then we just yeet to the end. Thunder Guard will keep us safe, and then take out this guy. That is so satisfying. Be careful not to homing attack off the edge. When in doubt, you can always bounce. You can spin kick to take out some of these boxes if you'd like. And here I would not advise homing attacking, just Thunder Guard and bounce for this section. He just felt it was death. He just died. He just didn't want to live anymore. He's like, no, leave me alone. Anyway, homing attack the goal, and we already have our 50,000 points. So that will go ahead and do it for Sonic's portion of the current build of P-06. Yo, 100k? 100k, let's go.
Incredible.
Let's freaking go. And that, my friends, gives us all of our S ranks for Sonic's game, and then the Rainbow Gem appears in Kingdom Valley. So now we will show you all where to snag that, and of course showcase some supersonic gameplay for y'all.
Silver, we don't have time. Let's get to Elise right away. All right.
Yeah, but you need these boxes. Just get a bit of a running start, and then you should be good to go. And then we just kind of adjust the camera, and you can come back around to this platform over here. Alright, and then all we have to do is break this window. and drop in onto it. And we're going to transform the second we hit. And off we go. Boom. That is your 100% reward for S-ranking all of Sonic stages, and that is how to optimally get it, even if you are playing the game casually. Now, the Rainbow Gem is technically a gem, which means it has abilities. So basically, supersonic speed and jump height increase as you level up. And when you're at level 3, you gain a dash ability, which is the light arrow attack from the final boss. And that is a lot of fun for skips. Bop. And as you can see, when he's moving at a fast enough speed, he gains that blue Sonic Adventure aura. A nice little nod to that. Beautiful that Chaos put that in. And then we just sort of blast through these guys.
That's a lot of enemies. Sonic. Silver, it's all yours.
Now, don't worry about Supersonic and Mach speed sections. He is, in fact, invincible. He's invincible all around. And if it's your first time running through, you can kind of get the hang of things instead of, like, you know, going straight for the speedrun strats. Because Supersonic is a little bit faster, he's a little bit tougher to handle. But that is no big deal. And if you light speed dash at maximum speed, then Sonic gets an even brighter glowing aura. Be careful when you light dash, though. His speed is a little uncontrollable. And it is a bit more difficult to slow him down. You can always brake with circle button. As for me, I'm gonna go fast. Look at how beautiful that looks. Careful not to fall off there. Get through that last chain jump section. And there's some beautiful Supersonic gameplay, my friends. Now, before we conclude the Sonic section of the videos for YouTube, what we are going to go ahead and do is show you some speedrun strats, because we've been showing you some casual strats this whole time. He doesn't have the bosses in yet. But anyway, yeah. So, Supersonic is... there's plenty of speedrun strats you can do with this game, but he's very fun to use, Supersonic that is, in speedruns. So I've been practicing Wave Ocean a while. You all have seen this on my channel, so we're going to go ahead and capture this for you. So I will attempt to do the normal speedrun that I do. You can be bounce, cancel, and double homing attack are going to come in handy here. If you want to see more explanations on speedruns, you can go to different videos, because you'll be seeing my inputs on this. This is pretty advanced tech right here. This is essentially what you can do once you master everything with the game. I think I don't quite have enough rings. So I may have to get a few extras. Hopefully not too many, unless we get fast QTE. As you can see, if we transform there, then we get Supersonic out early, and he gets level 3, which is very helpful for Mach speed. Almost a sub 1 minute dash pad, that's a pretty fast time. Ooh, fast QTE. Fast chain jump, very nice, very nice. Now, gonna try to get spin leap with tails. I'm not gonna explain what that is, because it's basically the double input glitch that lets you jump twice as high. Oh, we got first try, let's go. Which is nice because we need to acquire some more rangage here. Because the thing is, if we de-transform, if we don't have 50 rings, we de-transform before Mach speed. Weird glitch, shouldn't happen, but whatever. Anyway, almost sub 130 there, and now we're going to show you how Supersonic can literally fly in this game with roof launches. So check this out. That wasn't one. Just wait. I'll show you. Oh, didn't quite get it. Alright. Missed the first one, but I think we should be able to show you the second one. The first one's a little tough to pull off. You have to have, like, perfect timing. You can have enough speed to skip this. It's very nice and easy. Alright. Let's get this roof launch! Are we gonna make it? Oh, we just made it. We're going to try for loop launch. Didn't quite get it. You can actually launch through the loop, but yeah. That's an example of a speedrun strat you can do. Wasn't quite optimal, but sub 230? That's a beautiful run. That's pretty nice for messing up 2 of those skips, but yeah, those roof launches are very fun to pull off. You can go ridiculously fast with supersonic. Gotta learn where death barriers are and to essentially navigate them. But that's a little taste of what you can do once you've mastered everything. So I hope this casual guide for Sonic's run helped you. Everyone in stream, go ahead and stay tuned because we're not done yet. Shadow's run is up next. And so we're going to show you all of the unlockables there and essentially the strategies you can use to maximize Shadow's run. So, going to do a quick farewell for this portion of the video. This is Lightning Thunderbolt signing off. To everyone on YouTube, thanks for watching. And as always, until next time, keep on staying way past cool.